It's all about the post-inauguration of our governor, Governor Monday Okmewolo. Yes, the aftermath of his inauguration, assuming into, formation of cabinet members, because immediately after he was inaugurated as the governor of Edo State, immediately started making key appointments. Yes, first and foremost, talking about the Minister of Justice in Nigeria, the Commissioner, I can call the CJ, not to call him that for Edo State, so to speak, rather not Nigeria. And you get to hear also about the SSG. And these are key vital organs or key vital positions or office that one really need as a governor to work, assiduously to bring democracy to the people. Don't forget also the Commissioner for Health. Yeah, Dr. Shomole. Now, 3 key appointments. People have been talking about this. I want to take a look at it from almost all angles. How Edo people are seeing this, how are they perceiving this, how are they viewing this. You've been here in the studio. He was one time the vice chairman of the local government. He was also one time the acting chairman of the local government, a political analyst and entrepreneur. Journey to welcome Honorable Desmond Ubo. Honorable, welcome to 60 Minutes Nigeria. It's been a while.
Thank you for having me. We went for the elections now. I'm back.
You're back now.
Yeah.
Full throttle. All right. It's a pleasure having you here, Honorable. Sitting close to him, he is a vibrant young man, political analyst, political affairs commentator, and guess what? He is the president Edo, yes, Norgay. Yeah, the president of Norgay, Edo chapter. Welcome to the Minutes Nigeria. Dawudu Clifford. I appreciate your comment.
Good afternoon, Wisi Marshall. It's a pleasure having me this afternoon.
All right. Well, the person I want to introduce is, one time a candidate of the Senate Labour Party, also 2 times a candidate of the Senate Labour Party. He is a prolific writer and author, a politician, an entrepreneur. Join to welcome Bishop Akalame. Bishop, welcome to 60 Minutes Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Wisi. Good afternoon, viewers.
Yeah. So I'm going to start off with you, Bishop. If it's a bit WWE, you get to hear 5 times. 5 times. You 2 times. 2 times. Do this twice.
Yeah.
You've taken a shot at a particular position twice right now in Edo State. So let's take a look at Mondo Bewolo's activities. What's the past 2 or 3 days? Not up to 48 hours.
No.
As like, making key appointments, because we're zooming into expectation of constitution, yes, of the new cabinet. So what do you feel about this appointment?
Well, it's a work of development. I know it shows that this is a man that was prepared for the job. Before the election, it shows that he was prepared. That he was going to become governor of the state. Like I do tell people, whenever you want to do anything, you must sit down and think properly. I want to take over the matter of leadership. Then before you do that, you have to go back to the drawing board. This is what you want to do. The appointment I just made, it shows clearly that the man is ready for the job. We have seen situation even in this state, in other states, where the governor will just resume with his deputy, and people will be crying, let him make some appointments so he can move forward. They will run the government, just 2 of them or 3 of them, or maybe after, if you want to please people, he will just appoint SSG. They will just run the government for 6 to almost a year before they will now make some appointment. It happens even in this state. It shows that the man is ready to work. And I'm very happy. In less than 24 hours, the names came out, and the Attorney General has been confirmed. Job has started. And yesterday I watched him again when he, moving around to look at some of the roles that have not been completed. And he also flagged off one yesterday at Hotel. It shows that the man is ready. He's driven to work. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
It's a very good one. He started very well. Yeah.
All right, now let me come to you, Aldo Clifford. You as a president of Norgate Edo State Chapter, some are saying that Mr. Governor is too fast. Is that taking time to survey the environment, taking time to look at people working with him, taking enough time to assess that credibility and, of course, the caliber of the personality that's going to infuse into his cabinet. What do you feel about this sentiment?
Well, let me quickly use this opportunity once again to congratulate the governor and his deputy on behalf of the Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees, Edo State. As to the key appointment he has made so far, what the governor has demonstrated is the character of a man who is ready to work. He's ready to work in the sense that from the beginning he knows what he wants. Unlike his predecessor, whereby when they are being sworn in, they will be waiting for a couple of weeks, months before they will start, working. But in his own case, he knows what he wants. As soon as he was sworn in, he already knows what he wants, and immediately he swore in the SLG. Before you know it, the Commissioner for Justice and the Commissioner for Health. It really shows that his vision, he needs people that will help him to be driving his vision. So what he has done, to me, is a right step in the right direction, and to tell the people of Edo State that, look, I am ready to work for you. That is exactly what he has done so far.
Are you pleased with it?
Very, very pleased. The Nigeria worker, local government worker, are very pleased with him, with what he has done so far.
All right. As a chieftain of the APC, and of course one that is in the party, I've been in the party for quite a while now, for a long time, did this come as a surprise to you? Or it's been predestined, or let's say prearranged, that this will happen, this is a format, this person must be part of the cabinet, Honorable Desmond?
Thank you very much, Lucy. You see, when somebody is prepared to lead the people, he did not come to learn on the job. During the period of electioneering, he told the people what he's here to do. And after the election, when he was declared winner, I recall even before that, the outgone governor has set up a transition government, a transition committee to put together all that they have done, the different stages they've stopped at their government. And they handed over this to the incoming government. And beside that, the executive governor of Edo State, His Excellency Senator Modo Bewolo, came prepared. Recall that he has a 5-point agenda upon which he campaigned, and he told the Edo people that he's coming to right the wrongs in the health sector, talking about security, food sufficiency, in the areas of education, and in the areas of infrastructure, to demonstrate his words and his promises. Barely 24 hours after his assumption of office, he took a walk to inspect some of these projects that the outgone government has abandoned, so to speak. And he also now awarded a new one and flagged the construction of some of these roads in upper mission extension areas off. And that goes to tell you that he is here to come and work. Like my colleagues has said earlier, that he didn't come to start learning on the job by way of trying to consult before he starts working. He who wants to work need not to wait. And now, only this morning, he has directed that all the state accounts in all the banks should be suspended. And even yesterday, like they have mentioned that he made some key appointments, like the Commissioner for Justice, the Attorney General, who eventually was a former 2-time House of Assembly member, former 2-time House of Rep member, and a legal luminary at that. He has been cleared by the State House of Assembly yesterday. And the SSG is a square peg in a square hole. So there are more appointments that will come. But a man does not test the depth of a river with both feet together. So there are stages that the government will take. But so far, so good. He has started on a clear note, and he has demonstrated capacity and competence.
All right, now let's take a look at the first three appointments, because what I'm saying that the way you choose to start a race sometimes or most times determine how you're going to finish the race. A doctor, economic barrister, Samson Osaigi, right?
Yeah.
And we have this other person also that is the SSG. Is it a Hilo? Some of that
Yeah,
they
Barrister
Musa
Hilo.
Hilo.
That was the second person. Of course, the first for the health, number one man in the health sector is Dr. Oshomole.
Cyril Oshomole.
Yeah. If you take a look at this, I'm not saying that there is a touch of politics in the mode of selecting these persons. How do you feel about it? Because we won't trace the antecedent, they are connected to one of the APC chieftains directly or indirectly. Honorable Bishop Akalame, please, that question is for you.
Thank you very much. I want to make something very clear to you, that there is no place you don't have a touch of politics. If you are working in an organization, take for instance, let's take ITV for example. If you want to work here and succeed in this organization, first of all, you must understand the politics of ITV. If you join the club, you want to be on the good side of people that make this happen, you must understand the politics of that club. In every organization you find yourself, the first thing as an intelligent man is you understanding the politics of that organization. So there is nothing in this world that does not have a political touch. But one thing is very sure. Where this insinuation were coming, I heard, but I look at the appointment made. Are they square peg in a square hole? Are they round square in a round hole? And that is what we have been canvassing. And let me tell you something. I'm not just talking as an outsider. You know, I was a major stakeholder in that election. I was a candidate.
Yeah, I remember.
So if assuming it was my turn to win the election, what Okpoworo is doing now, that is what I would do. Square peg, square hole. Let's talk about the Cyril Oshomole.
With a touch of politics.
I have explained this to you.
Yes.
That you can never take it away from any organization. There must be a touch of politics in anywhere. Take for instance, you have two wives. Sometimes the first wife may feel that it has not been favored. The last one is being favored. Why? Because the last one knows how to play her politics. So there is politics everywhere. Why do you think that in an organization you see a staff that can live with the manager very well, and whatever he wants he gets, but you go there you will not get? Because you understand the politics of the organization. So let's do that side. What we are after now is the people that have been appointed so far, are they qualified? Capacity. I have always canvassed that political compensation should not be an issue in Nigeria. But where capacity comes, we have to share it. If a man has worked for a party and he worked very well and is being considered for an appointment, you should not say because he has worked, oh, they have capacited him, let's leave that aside. Is he qualified? Does he have the capacity? The solution we just talk about is a medical doctor, a qualified medical doctor. Square peg, square hole. This Barrister Samson Osaigi you just talk about, very intelligent dude. You know him. And I cannot say less. It's a legal luminary. Square peg, square hole.
the man made the SIG. If you trace his antecedents, he's a master of administrative works. He has done all those things before. So it is not, there's no deviation from what he has been appointed to do now and what he has done before. Then, the first appointment he made, which he made from the constituency of the journalism, that is the job. He wasn't taken from agriculture. Cyril Oshomole is not an accountant. So, in all of this, there is no misallocation of resources. Appointment were deserved.
All right, I'll come back to you. You ended with that phrase, appointment well deserved. They mentioned some of them saying that, look, they are seasoned personalities that really fit that particular position. And you also opine that you just can't do anything without a touch of politics. Still on appointments. If you take a look at the way the man started, our beloved governor, because he was sheriff in town, you get to realize that it's like most of the thing that he's doing, he has already pre-planned it. Don't you think by picking some of these persons, some persons might not just be happy with his particular choice of persons, and that may lead to another squabble in the political party? Honorable Clifford.
Well, let me quickly say this. Yeah. Thank God that the people are not saying those characters that have been appointed were appointed to Edo State. They are indigenous of the state. They are people who are from community that we know. You can trace them to their community. You can trace Samsi Osage to his community in Homo there. You can trace Dr. Siri to his community in Oriama. Same also with Barrister Musa Hilo. There are people who are from this state who have contributed their quota to the Siri is from Iyamu. Yes. From Iyamu. Yes. So there are people who have contributed to the political process that brought about the victory of Senator Monday Opewolu. So there's nothing wrong about them benefiting from the process which they have contributed to. First of all, let me tell you, the character the governor have demonstrated, it shows that he is ready to govern and do people. First, by appointing the SLG. Now, if you go through the dossier of the SLG, you discover that he has been within the corridor of power. He was one time special assistant to the Deputy Speaker House of Rep, another time special advisor, at another time chief of staff, at another time a consultant to the National House of Representatives. So he has been, within the administrative process. So he knows it, or you cannot take it out of it to say that he doesn't know what he's doing, or the governor make a wrong choice. Take, for instance, Samsi Usagi. Apart from having vast experience in lawmaking, he is a lawyer. And let me tell you, the governor demonstrated that governance is law. And in the process of governing, you must take certain decisions that you must clarify what is the position of the law. And just yesterday, you can see certain decisions be taken by the governor. Dissolution of some boards, stoppage of revenue collectors, and just today, the freezing of accounts of the state. Those are things that you must know the position of the law. You must know what is the legislation of the state said about them, what the executive have said so far about them. All those things border around the law. And for him to pick somebody like Samsi Usagi, it therefore means that he does not want to make any blunder as far as issues are concerning the law. For instance, Dr. Siri, apart from being a son of one of our leaders, it doesn't stop him from benefiting from a process which he has put so much in. He is a medical doctor that has acquired knowledge in Nigeria, in United States, in UK. So appointing him, Opewolu saw in him the capacity, as somebody who can help him to drive his vision to make Edo State a better state. So people must talk. People must say all sorts of things. But again, a man who has put in so much, will you say because his father is this or he has a one political leader, he should not benefit from the process which he has contributed in, particularly when the governor has seen in him, some level of quality that he can make Edo a better place?
All right. So you're saying kudos to the governor
Yes.
and all that. Now,
Yes.
there's this speculation, Honorable Desmond Ubo, that there's this squabble in the party about who to be the SSG, about who to be the Commissioner for Justice. You just name it. Now, with the, how will I put it now, with the giving of power, so to speak, to these people to act in this capacity, do you think there's going to be backlash from some of the leaders of the political party? After all, take it or leave it, like what Bishop Okalama said, there's always a touch of politics. I worked for you, I bled for you, I wanted this position, you gave it to someone else. This wasn't the agreement. Take it up from there.
Well, talking about political appointments,
Yes.
the fact that we have so many positions that can be occupied by competent Edolites, that doesn't mean that they have to be appointed at the same time. And that the governor has appointed Samson Saigi as the Attorney General. Doesn't mean that other people were not qualified. But at this point in time, the governor chose him to do the work because he knows he can do it. There is nothing like political squabble or party bickering over the appointment so far. Talking about the SSG, yes, the governor owns the yam and the knife when it comes to appointment of SSG. Right from the days of Lucky Benedium, for example, SSG are almost being appointed from the senatorial district of the governor. Osumbo also appointed somebody that was very close to him. The same with Oshomole did appoint an SSG from within his own region.
Right, yeah.
And now, the immediate governor also appointed his SSG from his own region. So, the appointment so far, no problem, no qualms. But one thing first, without these people that have been appointed, the governor, I'm not sure, would have won the election alone. There are a lot of people who have worked to ensure that the governor became a governor today. And those people only need to be patient. The government of 18 is like an elephant. It will get to everybody. What differentiates you from those who have been appointed now is time. But by the time you start now fighting the governor or fighting the government, will the governor now feel threatened to now appoint you to work with him? Governor can only appoint people that can work with him in harmony. So there is no iota of truth as to whether there is bickering, there is squabble from wherever quarter. The governor knows those who work for him. And my appeal is that they should be patient, that the governor will begin to take them one after the other, and they will be appointed. They will be given responsibility. Thank God he has dissolved boards of parastatals and even to permanent secretaries. And only this morning has frozen the state account. Yesterday has stopped the activities, the near negative impression that the Agberu wanted to create in the state. He has put it to a halt so that he can review the system and bring to limelight the good attribute of the new Edo that is risen. So the idea of people now begin to bicker over the appointment that has been made so far is nothing there, because one needs to look at the electionary promises of the governor. Like I do mention, I said he has a 5-point agenda. The security of the state is topmost in the list. Infrastructure, which he has started, laying emphasis on ensuring that the roads in Benin and in Edo State are fixed.
Okay.
Because during his election, he also made mention of making food available for the people.
Hold on, we want to go for a break. When we return, we're going to continue with this discussion. Are they really bickering? Why are they bickering? Why are they not happy about these appointments? We'll be right back. To stay. Thank you so much for staying. Jennifer just joined us. This is 60 Minutes Nigeria. We're taking a look at the constitution of the cabinet of the new sheriff in town. And it's Armando Bello, who is the governor of Edo State. And of course, I have sitting the analysts in the studio to share their thoughts and of course their opinion when you talk about this particular aspect of governance, political appointments. I'll come back to you, Honorable Desmond. Now let me move on to Bishop Akaleme. Yes, there are bickerings. Yes, so many persons will not be satisfied with this. People are like saying, look, we worked for you. We bled for you. Now, you picking on these persons, we are not really in tune with it. When is it going to be our turn? Because according to saying every person is get the fattest ones. You understand it? Because Honorable Desmond just opined that they should be patient. Do you advocate patience in this particular aspect, knowing fully that Mr. Governor is already hitting the ground running?
Yeah, you see, it's very clear. The governor of the state cannot make all the appointments in one day. There are other appointments that will even be still made after the Christmas and New Year. It's a continuous process. And let me tell you that everybody cannot be appointed. There are people that will not function in the office. But when we come to contracts, they will be there. So people need to understand this. But in as far as I'm concerned, he has already just made about 3 major appointments. So there's no cause for alarm. The man is working. The appointment is still ongoing. The only thing I need to say is that I want the governor, because right now, it shouldn't just be all about appointment. He's the governor of the state right now. We should keep reminding him of what he needs to do for Edo people. And that is why people like us are always there, to remind the governor. Because the major thing now, he has made those appointments and is working. And he's still making those appointments, work is still ongoing. There's something I want to remind the governor. If he's not watching now, somebody that is close to him in the office that he made or have appointed this, can tell him this. Security in the state before and after the election is something that has called for worry. Especially in my local governance, Estako East, Winston Omashan. I think it's something that the governor have to hold like goalkeeper, take it very serious, the issue of security. Those of us traveling home now for Christmas, majority everybody is afraid. When you are in the city, and the city is not safe, what do you run to? You run to the village. The people in the village, they are almost running to the city for safety. Suspected Fulani herdsmen.
No, say herdsmen, not Fulani herdsmen, please.
I say suspected. See the why? Suspected Fulani herdsmen have taken over the Tako East. The local government is now under siege. So I want to beg the governor. He says, Celeste is straight to Modi Okpewe. Now you have assumed office. I want you to take it as a matter of urgency to address the security situation in the Tako East. I have personally written an open letter to the Commissioner of Police in that regards. Our women are being raped in the farm, killed in the farm.
I wouldn't want us to paint a gory image here for
No,
some
I'm not
reason.
petty. You see,
But
when
also
we,
it's
no,
to get
I'm
the public
coming, I'm
against certain
coming,
tribes.
I'm coming
If you
now.
want to use the word suspected, you're
I'm
still
coming.
getting them against the tribe. So
I'm
please,
coming.
let's be guarded.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
right,
It's
please.
not about let's be guided. You see, this is a place where we have to address the public, and we are not painting something that is not there. We are sending a message so that the person that is in power, that have the capacity to change things for us, we understand the pains of the people.
Right.
That is where I have to tell you. So this is the number one thing I want the governor to handle with utmost seriousness so that we can sleep with our 2 eyes.
I'll come back to you, Bishop. Now, let me come to you, the president of Noge and those state chapter. He mentioned security. In the national level, we have the National Security Advisor. Do you feel at the state level we should have a state security advisor, create a ministry for that, not to tackle these security challenges that we're experiencing in the state?
Well, first of all, let me quickly use this medium to appeal to those who are not satisfied with the appointments so far made. Governance is a continuous process. The governor has a whole lot of 4 years beginning from now to be making appointment till the end of his first term. So if it doesn't get to you now, know that certainly it will get to you in the near future, or tomorrow or thereabout. On the issue of security, governor has made it clear during his campaign that he was going to deal with issue of security. Don't forget, there's what we call State Security Council, where we have all the security chiefs as members, where all the decisions that borders on securities are taken. Of course, governor normally have his own advisor on security matters. So for me, I don't think it is necessary having all this around him to go and have a special office just the way it applies at the federal level where we have a national security advisor. What the governor have within him at the state level is enough to tackle issue of security. But don't forget, if you are not properly fed, it is a security threat. For us in the labor, Noge for instance, what we are appealing to the governor for, he should look into the issue of minimum wage, the way it is being approved at the federal level. Because what we are currently receiving is not minimum wage, it's just a wage award. So in trying to handle issue of security, I think that there is need for him to revisit that aspect of minimum wage for EDO workers, so that if a man is not properly, fed, he will have some security challenge.
Are you saying it should go beyond 70,000? That's what you're saying right now.
It shouldn't go beyond if you have the resources to go beyond. But what I'm trying to tell you is that what is obtainable in Edo State is not equal to what the federal government have approved. In trying to look at all those things, you can decide to, go back to it, to implement what is obtainable at the federal level and domesticate it at the state level. The worker will be happy.
All right. Now, he just delved into wages and all that, connecting it to security, and he made an appeal to those that have not been satisfied. They should calm down. All of you are clamoring for patience. Patience, don't forget that adage, early birds eat the fattest worm. Well, he's making appointments right now. Which angle would you want to advise him to make an appointment that will impact his governance positively?
Thank you, Isi. You see, Senator Modo is somebody that is very calculative. The first few appointments now is just a step for 100 kilometers that is going to run. So many appointments will come. They have to be patient, like I said. The reason is because you don't put all your eggs in one basket and expect to get a good result. And that the one he has not appointed, they have to wait. There are some governments having assumed office like this will take up to 6 months before they can constitute their cabinet. This is a man who promised that immediately after his assumption of office, he's going to start working. To demonstrate same, he made these few appointments. So if you believe in him, you have to wait for him, because he is somebody that think before he talk. Talking without thinking is like shooting without aiming. If a governor wants to make a difference, the first thing he does is to make sure that those key things that the people will see to demonstrate that, yes, this man really mean well, you start doing it. Talking about the issue of security, like he kept saying throughout the campaigns, he said security of lives and property should be the first business of any government. And that security anywhere is the best you can give to a citizen. And insecurity anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere. We are talking about food sufficiency. Bishop Akaleme just mentioned that their village have been invaded. The bushes has been occupied by strangers. Until the government go there and flush them out, there will be no way to food sufficiency. So thank God that the time he assumed office is the right time to plan and flush the relevant insecurity out of our land, so that during the next planting season, the people cannot go back to the bush and cultivate them to ensure that there is food sufficiency. He really mentioned about asking the governor to ensure that there is a living wage, not the award of kind of wage that the outgone government just gave the civil servant. But recall that the government of Godwin Obaseki make a lot of noise with that singular award, according to him. Whereas others who mean well, who were calculative, who were planning to ensure that what they announced is what they can pay. How many people were even receiving the 70,000 or 77,000 minimum wage that he announced, that he overhyped? How many in the civil servant? That you can hear him now. He's still a current civil servant who ought to have cried out. Oh, I know, if he had cried out before now, he wouldn't have been here. Because the government was very vindictive, very, very oppressive. So I think that is gone now.
Yes.
A new era of freedom is here. The reason why he can authoritatively say this on air. If not, if he does it, he will lose his job. So I think we must say things the way they are. That the current governor, Senator Modo Bewuru, will do the needful to ensure that what he can pay is what that the civil servant that can take them home, what his contemporary are also paying. Imagine a state governor who hurriedly award salary for civil servants who are not up to 16,000, the sum total of the civil servant in the states. Now, barely a week to the expiration of his tenure, he started now dating employment that were done surreptitiously, just to paint a picture that he was a good man. Thank God, EDO is having a new lease of life. And the only thing we need to tell the incoming governor, which I know he will do, and he will do it abundantly well, is to ensure that Edo people will heave a sigh of relief with all his policies and programs, so that they cannot compare and contrast his government with that of the outgoing government.
All right, Bishop. Well, we're talking about food security. Do you think we should focus now on the Ministry of Agriculture? At least we talked about health, SSG.
Yeah.
We talked about, what's it called again? Ministry of Justice. Yes. Do you think agriculture should be next?
Yeah, there are two ministries that are underperforming. These are the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Trade and Industry. This ministry have not been performing well in the state. Some time ago, I made measure that there are various areas the government ought to have been generating revenue, which are still there. Nothing is going on there. I begin to imagine if there's a commissioner for trade and industry who would have gone there to identify these opportunities and recommend to the governor for approval. We have so many of them. We have tourist centers in in Agenebode, in Ososo, and the rest. This area have not been spotted for anything. Look at Rama Park is there. Nothing is going on there. Do you know that place can generate millions of naira to the state government every month if it be put into proper use? This is the duty of the Commissioner of Trade and Industry. They will come to Agriculture, Commissioner of Agriculture. They have not done well. They're supposed to have what is called a do rice. We have fertile land in Onwa, in Wepa. This opportunity have not been taken advantage of. It is the duty of the Commissioner of Agriculture to go into all those things and just make. That's why they are there. The governor cannot be everywhere. Of course, that's why he's going to the cabinet. People that will work for him, to work with him, to achieve all these policies and deliver the dividend of democracy to the people. We have to emphasize on agriculture. Because there's food insecurity, not only in Edo State, in Nigeria. The people are hungry. We need to have a way that the people in Edo State can afford a bag of rice at a subsidized rate. We can have a bag of rice as low as 20,000 naira in this state if the Commissioner of Agriculture is working. Edo State is blessed. We need people who can think out of the box. And I'm still saying to the government again, I'm happy with the appointment he has made. He's making this appointment. He has to make sure that capacity and integrity play out.
All right. Capacity
and integrity.
All right, now, before we call it a wrap on nation because our time is up, do you feel that it can extend its only branch, so to speak, to people in the opposition party in course of the election to come work for his government if they have the integrity and capacity?
Of course, there's nothing wrong about that. It depends on the willingness of those other in opposition party to accept the only branch of the governor. But I know with the character of Mr. Governor, he's a free man. He's not vindictive. So he's somebody that will be ready to extend only branch to the opposition party. But again, let me quickly add to this. I want to appeal to the governor to look into issue of secondary education. If you go into our secondary school, there are no teachers. In those days when we were in school, we have a whole lot of teachers for all the subjects. But when you go to our secondary school now, you discover that we don't have teachers. Same with the primary education. So I want to appeal to the governor to look into those areas so that we can be happy in our various community. All our community, we have secondary schools. But discover that it is the community that are making effort to employ teachers in our secondary school. Wow. But I think the governor should try. Yes. So
Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Education. Open up to you,
rural electrification.
On this discussion.
You should look out for rural electrification.
What about Osioma and Azura?
Those are scam.
Scam.
You will begin to see, just like as we are hearing from this my beautiful handsome friend, dishing out what the people came here to bamboozle us with. So you begin to hear that Osioma is not a Edo State government electricity power plant. Okay. So we will begin to hear a lot. So I want to congratulate my governor, our governor, Senator Mode Okpebholo, once again, and to enjoin him to do the needful, to be courageous and do the right thing always at the right time.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Well, we'll continue with the discussion. You know, that clients could be on TMI or any other platform we have on TV and, of course, radio. But one thing is certain. He hit the ground running. Yes. Can he sustain it? Edo is watching. Bye for now.